Hello and welcome to another video from Motion Instruments. We're releasing a new version of the MotionIQ app today, and I want to give you a quick video tour of some of those new features. This release is really all about helping you take your recordings and getting the most out of them. We have a lot of riders who ride on trails which have a mixed kind of topology, and for racers who want to get the most out of their suspension on the downhill sections, for example, they want to focus the analysis only on that downhill section. So there's a couple ways you can do that. We've got a handlebar button you can see on the screen here in the bottom right. You can use that button to set time markers during your recording. And by using those time markers, you can tell MotionIQ where to start and where to finish the analysis. But if you don't have that handlebar button, this new version of software lets you add those pins into your recordings after you're done riding. There's a couple ways you can do it, so I'm going to give you a quick example here how to do that. So I'm going to start up MotionIQ, and I'm going to load a recording here with a couple buttons in it. So I'm going to search for Rob and load that recording. Okay, so here's the recording. It's about 1,000 seconds long. Just looking at the front suspension, we've got 1,100 compression strokes. The rear's got 707. So this analysis here is looking at the full ride, but I only want to focus on just this one downhill section. So I can tap on the elevation graph, and that will give me a full screen view. And I'm going to remove the speed data so I can just see the elevation. And you can see I've got a couple of pins in the bottom right-hand corner. Those pins, pin 1, pin 2, they were created by the handlebar button. But I want to create pins in a different part of the recording. So here's how I would do that. So going back here, I'm going to go into the new pin editor. So look for the pin icon here just below the trash can. So when I open that up, I'll get a couple different views here that I can use for editing, creating pins, deleting pins. So this is a map view, and you can see the map view shows you the start and the finish position. It shows you where those two pins were located, and you can manipulate this just like the other map views. And there's also a elevation view, which shows you the 2 pins below and the ride. So I'm going to hit the add button, and the add button is going to give me the slider, which I can use to place a pin. I'm going to put it right here at the start of this downhill section. Save that, and you can see I've just created pin A. Now I'm going to add another pin right here at the bottom of this downhill section. Hit save. So now I've got pin A and pin B, and you can see the list at the bottom shows me my pins. And I'm going to create a segment between A and B. So I'm going to select pin A and pin B in the list, and in the top right I'm going to hit filter. So it's going to filter the data now on just that section, and it shows you with the green and red bars, it shows you what part of the ride we're looking at. You can also just tap into the map, and you can see how pin A and B have been added to the map, and the section that's filtered is colored blue, so you can see exactly what part of the recording that we're looking at. If you scroll down, you'll notice that you can see that the full elapsed time of the ride is 16 minutes, 43 seconds, but below that it shows the filter time is only 4 minutes. And I can also go to front suspension here, and I can see my compression strokes has gone from 1,100 down to 300. The rear shock is down from 700 to 197. So all of this data, all of these histograms, the balance data, it's all focused on just that one segment. So that's pretty cool. I'll show you another way to do it. We can do it here on the map view. Say I want to focus just on a different section. I can hit plus, and I get a slider, and I can use that slider to place a pin like right there. So now I have pin C showing up on the map. And I can do the same thing here. I can select pins and create a filter. If you don't have any location data in the recording, that's no problem. The app will take you right to this view where you just have a numerical list of your pins. And if you know roughly what time you want to place a pin, you can add a pin here as well. Just type in, how many seconds into the ride you were. Another way to do it is just looking at the waveform chart. So if we go into the waveform chart, notice first of all that I'm showing the filtered results here between pin A and pin B. This is just just that section of the ride. So I can use this chart as well. I can zoom in here, maybe find something interesting that I want to look at, and say I want to create a pin right here. So this is I'm going to make a new pin here at 446 seconds. So if I tap on create pin, type in 446, it'll add a new pin here, pin E, at that point. I can double tap here to go back to, zoom back out. And if I want to zoom in on a certain spot, like say 390 seconds, I can type in, hit the zoom button, type in 390, and it'll zoom straight in real quickly. So it's kind of convenient there. So that's all new and useful features there. Something else I want to show you is how to use Strava segments to filter your data. So you can take any recording and upload it to Strava and then view your recording on Strava. But we also download any segments that Strava finds into MotionIQ. So if it's a popular trail that other people have created segments, you can do this as well. So I'm going to load a different recording that has some segments. This recording right here, and I'm going to upload this to Strava. So go ahead and tap on the Strava icon and tap on upload. And the first time you do this, you're going to have to give permission to Strava to use your data. So hit authorize there. And now MotionIQ starts uploading your data to Strava. Depending on the length of your recording, it could take 15 seconds, maybe a half minute or so. So you can sit here and wait, or you can go back and continue viewing your recording while you wait for those Strava segments to come in. So your recording will go up to Strava, and you'll be able to view it just like any other recording that you made with Strava. And MotionIQ will download all of your segments into the app here. So we're all ready to go. So we'll go back into Strava. And so now at the top, you've got that button. You can tap on that, and it'll take you right over to the Strava recording. So you can view all of your data about the ride. Sorry, I gotta go back to MotionIQ here. Okay, so back in MotionIQ, you now have all of these segments here in this picker. And if I pick one, it'll show me some details about it, and it will draw the start and end point of that segment. So I can use that to pick the one I'm looking for. So let's say I'm looking for one of these interesting downhill sections here. So I'll pick this one and then tap on filter, and it'll do the same kind of filtering that you were doing with the pins, just using the Strava data. This is a really long recording, so it takes a little while. But all of the same results are all here that you'd had with pins. You can use, you can add, you can even combine, you can put pins where the Strava segments are, and there's a lot of things you can do here. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm just going to go to the About screen here and just remind you, we have this blue button to send feedback. Go ahead and tap that button to send us an email and send us your questions, suggestions for new features, or ask, if you're having problems, let us know. Go ahead and reach out to us and let us know what you think. And thanks for watching.